Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special edition of Talking Wrestling TXN, as we will be recapping the WWE Backlash France as it went down yesterday from Lyon, and then if Michael Bullock is here, then we'll be recapping Game 7 on the Bruins beat, where the Boston Bruins versus the Toronto Maple Leafs had a Game 7 for the ages. We'll get into that. If he's not here, then, well, unfortunately, that means the Bruins beat will be canceled, and we'll just pick it up with round 2. The Bruins did advance. They will be playing Florida, and we'll just get into Game 1 whenever that game goes down tomorrow night. So that means we'll probably have it on Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio, if Bullock does show up on that episode. We will have a Ranger Roundup, though, tonight, because we did have Game 1 of the second round series, the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. And if it's any indication how this game went, buckle up your seatbelts, folks, because it's going to be a wild ride with that one. But until then, we're going to start it off with the Backlash France. Like we said, it was from Lyon. It was at the LDLC Arena in Lyon. And my goodness, what an event this was. Okay, so we started it off with the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, with Paul Heyman versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And the fight just basically imploded. It exploded. It went nuts. It went all over the place. They could not keep these guys in the ring. Nick Aldis came out, was like, you know what? I've had it. You guys have been running amok. You guys damn near tore Lyon apart last night. I'm not doing this again. You guys want to fight so damn bad? We're going to up the ante. It's now a street fight. Tag team street fight goes out. Good on Nick Aldis for doing it. So when it was all said and done, the winners of the bout was Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga in 19 minutes and 25 seconds. But that's not even the talking point that we got in this, guys. The talking point was that Tama Tonga's brother, Tonga Loa, showed up. The Gorillas of effing Destiny is in WWE. I damn near lost my mind because I was in work. I was doing work commitments. But the net just exploded when they were like, Tonga Loa's there! Tonga Loa's there! I was like, what? And I saw it for myself. Okay. If there is one tag team in all of professional wrestling that is the best of the best, Gorillas of Destiny is it. They were the ultimate rough shots in New Japan Pro Wrestling. When they showed up, now that they're here, I mean, it's almost a nightmare scenario. It is. Because of the fact that this team, these boys, and what these guys bring to the table is without a doubt the greatest, and I'm going to say it, the greatest tag team in professional wrestling today. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Mike, you're just saying that because you're just saying that. No, I'm not just saying it to say it. When they're 8 times IWGP Tag Team Champions, 3 times IWGP Never Openweight 6-Man Tag Team Champions, then they were Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions at one time. And the thing is, they won World Tag League, which is their version of the Dusty Cup in New Japan. They won that. And then just them alone, you had Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, who was a 4-time never openweight champion, and the strong openweight champion, which was Hikuleo. That's the other brother. If he shows up, oh my effing God, then it's really getting crazy when they show up. So you may have your debate about who the best tag team in the world is. You can say the Usos. You can say the Young Bucks. Hell, you can say the Hardys. You can say all this. Gorillas of Destiny is also in that conversation, folks. The Gorillas of Destiny, you can damn near say they're better than the Usos. They're better than the New Day. They're better than any modern day tag team in the world right now. And there's no debate. You can say, well, this team did this team did that. No. Gorillas of Destiny was the original badasses. Before FTR, before the Young Bucks, because the Young Bucks were junior tag team. They are heavyweight tag team. They instantly became that squad. And this is why when I heard that Tongaloa showed up, that's why I lost my mind. Because I knew what was about to happen. Destruction was about to happen. And I am so fearful now for the SmackDown roster because they're part of the bloodline. They're now part of SmackDown line. If Nick Aldis didn't have a problem with these guys now, he's going to have a bigger issue with them. Paul Heyman can't control that team. You can tell. You can see it. The look on Heyman's face said it all. Oh my God. He knows. He knows what this means. And everybody on SmackDown better buckle your chin straps now, because that tag team division is now put on notice. Profits, you're on notice. All the other tag teams that are there, you're now on notice. And tag champions, A-Town Down Under, you may kiss those belts goodbye, because if they go after those titles, your good is dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This was a crazy start. Great match. The ending was semi-botched because Tongaloa kind of jumped out. He was supposed to pull the referee a little sooner before the 3 and almost botched the ending. I'm not going to fault him for that, though. Timing was maybe a little off, whatever. But the match was amazing. This was easily 4.5, 4 3/4. I'm not giving it the full 5. But damn it to hell. The crowd was into it. Okay, I'll say this. I'm sorry, Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, AEW fans in London. I'm sorry to the fans in Saudi Arabia and to any other fan base outside of the United States of America. That crowd in Lyon, and I've been hearing it all weekend, the greatest professional wrestling crowd of all time. And there's no argument with that. The way that they were doing it, I'll tell you one thing. The way they were chanting about the 2 counts, it made me laugh so hard. And yes, I was laughing during my commentary because I was marveling at the crowd when they were after every 2 count and they started chanting it. and I just let it go. I couldn't commentate any of the matches because I was literally in awe of this crowd in Lyon. And that never ever happens. Maybe, you get the two from the fans in Canada. That got me a good laugh. So it just gives that illusion of how amazing the crowd is. And this is one of those reasons why WWE gets it right. It's time that we take more events outside of the United States, because when you get crowd reactions like this makes shows more enjoyable. It really brings everything to the table. And at the end of the day, you can't get any better than that. You cannot get any better than that. What a way to start it off. Anthony Florio, it's yours, man.
Can we have all pay-per-views and TVs in France from now on? Seriously. That's exactly what MF was doing yesterday. I mean, saying, God, I love these knuckleheads. This is the best group of knuckleheads I've ever been around. And I know the chant you're talking about, MF. Simplement deux. Yep, simplement deux, which means simply two. That's what it means. So, but yes, we'll get into it at the end, but that crowd that's the greatest crowd I've ever seen. I mean, we were watching this for well over 30 years. We were watching it since we were little kids. And we've seen a lot of wild crowds. We've seen a lot of crazy Euro crowds after WrestleMania, but oh no, this is the greatest ever. Nothing is ever going to top that. We thought Puerto Rico was wild and crazy a year ago. Oh no. Wow. So, simplement deux indeed. So, all right. 4.25, 4.5 stars. The crowd was going nuts during the whole bout. This was never going to be a match filled with technical exchanges due to the nature of the feud. We're turning it into a street fight. Ensured it was going to be absolute mayhem. Several weapons, such as kendo sticks, garbage cans, steel steps, and tables, were used to inflict punishment on both teams. If WWE wanted to start the show with lots of energy, this was the perfect way to do it. All four men were beating the life out of each other, and the crowd ate up every second of it. They eventually slowed down a bit and started making every spot feel more important because everyone had taken so much damage already. As it looked like KO was about to win, Tonga Loa made his WWE debut by breaking up the pinfall, and then Solo with the amniotic spike for the win. This was a smart way to kick off Backlash. The fans were invested, and the superstars put in a great effort to ensure the only non-title bout on the card left an impression. Many assumed Jacob Fatu would be in this spot, so seeing Tonga's brother brought in was a nice surprise and curveball. The bloodline continues to grow, so it'll be interesting to see where Fatu ends up debuting and whether he will be with or against the group. The crowd singing. Here's another example of the crowd. MF, the crowd was singing along to Randy Orton's theme song, for goodness sake.
I know.
That had to be an honor for you. I mean,
oh yeah,
because that's your song. But then again, they did it with my song later. I'll explain later. But crowd singing along to Orton's music was awesome. It was surprising and has not happened with his song more often. The Viper is always great at selling back injuries after going through a table. Owens took a stiff shot to the head from a garbage can. Solo used the bottom of the can, not the side. It didn't crumple at all. Tonga's back was heavily bruised from taking some kendo stick shots. Incredible way to start it off. 4.25, 4.5 stars. Best crowd ever. So, and trust us, there's more to come. So,
oh yeah.
So that being said, I'm at 4.25, 4.5, and now every match from here on in, friends, is title matches. So let's get to the first of those 4 remaining title bouts.
It was the WWE Women's Championship. The champion Bayley in a triple threat with Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, winner of the bout in 13 minutes and 10 seconds, and still the WWE Women's Champion, Bayley. Anthony, it's yours.
3 1/4, 3 1/2 for this. They had a tall task. They had a tall task following the chaos of the previous bout that included a debuting superstar, but all three women brought their A game and kept the crowd's attention by putting on a very physical performance. We saw several big spots in and out of the ring. Sometimes in a triple threat match, one of the competitors feels like an afterthought. That was not the case here. Everyone made an impact and had a handful of standout moments. The match did not end with a big finisher. It ended with Bayley out-wrestling Naomi by countering a pinning combination to get a 3 count. The Glow gave the role model a hug and celebrated with her to end the bout. Naomi got a great response during her entrance. The crowd danced and used their phones to light up the arena. It's amazing how a lively crowd can make anything seem more exciting. Naomi was almost late breaking up a pinfall, so Bayley kicked out like a pro because she knew she needed to. The way the camera shot Bayley's tope suicida was great because it was a surprise to both Stratton and people watching at home. They did the same thing with the champion's flying elbow drop. So for me, like I said, this is about 3 1/4, 3.5 stars. Right outcome. Tiffany's on her way to bigger and better things. Maybe Queen of the Ring, maybe Money in the Bank. We'll see, but she's going to be fine. So 3 1/4, 3.5. MF, your thoughts?
Yeah, 3 1/4, no doubt. It's a good matchup. Could have been better in certain areas, but it was solid for what it was worth. And yeah, the right outcome, Bayley winning, and we just moved right on along. Next up we had was the World Heavyweight title on the line. The champion, Damian Priest, versus Jey Uso. Damian Priest winning the match in 15 minutes and 45 seconds, successfully defending the World Heavyweight title. But as you notice, Anthony, Damian Priest was not a happy camper. Finn Balor and JD McDonough did get involved in the match, and Priest was a little pissed. I think the thing was he wanted it to win this on his own. He won the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania on his own with a successful Money in the Bank cash-in after what happened, and I kind of feel like this was a 3-star bout, a 3.5. It was about a 3.5, 3 3/4. I think the thing that got Damian all hot is because of the fact that they cheated, that they got involved, because he didn't want their help. He wanted this on his own, wanted to prove to the world that he is worthy of being the World Heavyweight Champion. And the thing is, the one thing that I was specifying or feeling about it was exactly that. He wanted to win this on his own. He didn't want to, have the interference, people getting involved, thinking that he did, that I don't deserve this title. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people were angry, because of the cheat, because of the situation. And I do believe that, yes, if it wasn't for the interference, if it wasn't for what happened, that maybe he gets the unfortunate and unlucky. And I think that's what happened. He got the unlucky because he feels like he could beat Jey Uso on his own. He wants to be, recognized as World Heavyweight Champion. And whenever you have a world title in your possession, it doesn't matter if it's WWE or World Heavyweight title, there's a little more prestige, a little more honor, a little more integrity to hold that belt. And I think that's why he got mad, is because he wants to fight for honor. He wants to fight for the prestige. He wants the recognition that he is worthy of being the World Heavyweight Champion. And quite frankly, I applaud you, Damian Priest. I applaud you 1,000% for that. And that's what a real champion should be doing. not trying to cut corners, not trying to BS your way to a win. He wants to fight with honor. And quite frankly, when you get somebody who wants to fight for honor and do that, I stand up for that man right now. I believe we might be looking at a possible face turn for the one and only Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy, the World Heavyweight Champion, because I kind of feel like he's going to excommunicata JD McDonough and Finn Balor, or they might be on the verge of kicking him out. And then who knows? We might have a Finn Balor possible fight. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight title. Who knows how that plays out? But I think that's going to happen because of everything that went down. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
4 stars for this effort here. Though we got to talk about the crowd again. Jey Uso's entrance.
Oh, highlight of the year. Highlight of the year.
As great as it was, the only thing that was missing was Pat McAfee. That's the only thing that was missing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Pat's allowed to leave the country. I think he had a run-in with the law, or I think he has not a visa issue, a passport issue. Because I remember him mentioning that he had a problem with his passport coming back from Canada.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But if McAfee had been there, that would have put it over the top. That would have done it. But anyways, reason where I'm getting at is the Leon crowd gave Jey Uso a fantastic ovation when he made his entrance for his World Heavyweight Championship match against Damian Priest. Uso had the crowd working with him as the match began. Every time he hit a move or dodged a strike, the fans would chant, "Yeet!" And Uso played into it, and Priest looked frustrated as one would expect. They clearly wanted to do something different from the first 2 bouts, so they worked a slower pace at first and sold each move a bit more. The fans continued to chant for Uso whenever he was in control and kept the energy high even when the action was slow. Jey Uso is great at short bursts of high energy offense, which is something you see a lot in tag team wrestling. He and Damian Priest did some good work, but there were times when it felt like they should have been doing just a bit more. Finn Balor showed up, ate a super kick, but he distracted Jey long enough for Priest to hit South of Heaven for a 2 count. Jey made a comeback and hit a series of super kicks and an Uso splash. JD McDonough shows up and put Damian's foot on the rope to break up the pinfall. And then the Archer of Infamy hit South of Heaven from the middle rope to get the pin and retain the title. Good, but it lacked the excitement of the first 2 bouts. Before the match, backstage, the new bloodline was still walking past Jey, but nothing happened. Just a quick look between brothers. The crowd made a huge difference in this match. In front of any other audience, this bout would not have felt special. Jey Uso taking so long to get up made Damian Priest waiting to hit a chokeslam kind of awkward. You notice the bloodline walking past Jey Uso there. I saw a photo on social media yesterday. On the left-hand side, you had the Gorillas of Destiny. On the right side, you had the Usos. MF. Gorillas of Destiny versus the Usos. Can you imagine that?
I can. And I think it will happen. At the earliest, I think SummerSlam. I think it could. Because remember, they have not announced. There is a rumor about a possible trade being done in the works. Between Raw and SmackDown currently. They said that trade might not be official until possibly tomorrow. But there was talk that a trade was imminent between the 2 parties. And I would not be surprised that Jey Uso's name got thrown on the behalf of one Nick Aldis because of what happened.
Absolutely. So we will have to think about that. But right now, excellent match. Right outcome. Damian Priest, just won the title at WrestleMania. Would have been a disservice to him to have him as a transitional champion. But they got it right. Jey Uso is huge. He's mega over right now, and maybe his day will come someday. But for right now, they got this one right, and I think if anybody is going to ultimately dethrone Damian Priest, I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle in June. So that's just how I feel about it. So solid 4 stars. So with that said, MF, let's move on to our next match.
It's for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, the champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka going up against the challengers, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Winners of the bout, 17 minutes and 25 seconds. And new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Anthony Florio, history made, unprecedented crowning. And yes, I said it during the draft that I think that SmackDown were getting the belts back because of the way that they were positioning the women's tag team division. Let the division thrive. Women, the belts are indeed back on SmackDown soil. And oh my, what fun we may have now with this division.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. To be honest with you, MF, I don't know how to rate this, but because to be honest with you, this was not a blowaway match. I gotta say, by default, this was the worst fight of the night for me. I mean, I'm not gonna call it a dud, even though I've got every right to, because there was a lot of sloppiness in this one. Heck, did you see that 3 count? That 3 count was botched. They botched the 3 count.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
That was not a clear-cut 3 count. Angler botched it. I'm sorry. But I got to call that out. So, in a way, this has a bit of an asterisk.
I was going to say, maybe that might be a point of contention where Kabuki Warriors could claim, hey, we deserve another shot at the belts. They could do that.
They definitely can. The crowd remained lively and chanted for the baby faces throughout the bout. You could tell the fans were excited to see Jade Cargill every time she got the tag. The only real complaint that could be had about this one was where it was placed on the card. It almost feels like if WWE had reversed the order of the first 4 matches. If WWE had reversed the order of the first 4 matches, everything would have flowed a bit better. That's not the fault of the superstars, though. It was still a solid performance that showcased 2 teams with different wrestling styles. The final few minutes were the best part of the whole match. Belair and Cargill hit their finishers and scored the pin to become the new women's tag team champions. Crowd gave them a great ovation. All 4 women had cool entrance gear. The snow during Cargill's entrance was a great touch. Asuka always dancing to Belair's music is hilarious. The Empress of Tomorrow's paint was really cool this time. It went down her neck instead of stopping at her chin. Kairi Sane hit a huge crossbody from the top rope to the floor. The Pirate Princess trying to get the pin when she was not legal was a weird moment. That's another thing I got to call out. There was a spot in the match where Kairi Sane went for a cover. Dan Engler says, no, you're not legal. But yet, he allowed her in the ring for a good 3 minutes or so before she tagged Asuka. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Dan Engler. Dan Engler is one of my favorite referees. He's not only one of my favorites, he's one of Bullock's favorites, too. When we do our SmackDown chat, we always acknowledge when Dan Engler is the referee. Michael Bullock always says, when I mentioned that Dan Engler is the referee during our chats, Bullock would always say, Mr. Dan Engler, like a term of endearment. But I'm sorry, Dan Engler. You did done dirty in this one. I'm sorry, my friend. You did. This was not one of your better performances, my friend. And you've been doing this for how long? 20 plus years you've been doing this? Since your days in TNA when you were Rudy Charles? Ew. No. So those were the only 2 noticeable things. He said, oh, Kairi, you're not legal. Okay. Then Asuka should have come in. But instead, he allowed Kairi to stay in there for 3 freaking minutes before tagging out to Asuka. Terrible. And then, as if it couldn't get any worse than that, he botched the damn 3 count. That was not a legitimate 3 count. That was a botched count, folks. It was. This was the worst fight of the night for me. I'm not gonna call it a dud. Like I said, I have every right to, but I'm not gonna fault these gals for doing their best. 2 to 2.5. That's the best I can give it. So I know it should be higher, but no, 2 to 2.5. I gotta tell it like it is. So Angler, I love you, but this was not one of your better performances, my friend. I'm sorry. 2.5. Worst fight of the night for me. MF, go.
Yeah, I'll give this about 2.5 to 3. Look, there is glaring mistakes that were made in the game. I'm not going to make an argument about it. There was definitely some mistakes that were made that should have been better, but at the end, we got what we got. Yeah, so there's really nothing more to say there. Now we go into the main event, which was Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles for the undisputed WWE Championship. And as a matter of fact, we had history made in this as well. Jessica Carr became the first female in the history of WWE to be the referee in a world championship match. Congratulations, baby girl, on that distinct honor, and props to Triple H and the boys for allowing that to happen. Winner of the bout, 27 minutes and 20 seconds, and still the WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So, look, very good main event. Another 4.5 to 4.75 of a star. I'm not going to give it the full 5. It was a little bit slow and plotty in certain areas, but at the end of the day, the right man won. Successful title defense. Yes, they claim it's the first official televised main event, but this is Cody Rhodes' 7th title defense as WWE champion. Every other match that he's had up to this point was against Shinsuke Nakamura, either in Europe or in the United States. And this is the first televised main event or first televised championship fight for Cody Rhodes. He's already had 7 of these now, including AJ. 6 against Nakamura, and this one with AJ. This is his 7th title defense as the undisputed WWE Championship from winning it all the way back just a few weeks ago at WrestleMania. 7 matches already for the title, and that's in less than and that's about in a 1-month span. That's what we've been waiting for. That's what we've been looking for in a WWE champion. Keep that pace going. We're gonna be very happy and very content over that. So nothing more to say. This was really good. Heck of a battle. So nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, 4.5 to 4.75. The crowd absolutely, it was as good as you could have gotten. So nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
Hey, you had your moment earlier with the crowd singing along to Orton's theme. I got my moment when the crowd sang along with Cody's song, man. Oh, chills. Crowd sang along with the champion's entire entrance song. You could feel the energy come through the TV as the French crowd went wild for the Phenomenal One and the American Nightmare before the match even started. And they locked up and started with a standard exchange of holds, takedowns, and counters. Corey Graves pointed out that both men had great amateur wrestling backgrounds as they grappled on the mat. Rhodes gave Styles a receipt from SmackDown by slapping him across the face. He even pulled out his old Stardust taunt to show that his opponent didn't get under his skin by bringing up his old gimmick. This was a match that highlighted the strengths of both men as performers. They are both at that point in their careers where they are veterans, but still physically capable of putting on great performances, so expectations were high heading into Backlash. Being a first-time encounter added an extra layer of intrigue as well. Sometimes placing lofty expectations on performers can lead to disappointment, but Cody and AJ gave us a great match and left plenty of room to grow in future encounters. Both men took some big bumps they will likely be feeling during their flight back to the United States. They did a great job sprinkling in big spots throughout the contest to build anticipation for the finish. and the crowd kept chanting and cheering to keep them going. After hitting a few signature moves, the American Nightmare hit Crossroads for the win. It has been talked about a lot on social media, but Styles' new music is a big step down. It was nice of Samantha Irvin to wait until the crowd was done singing to give the official introductions. The camera shaking with the crowd chants was a cool moment. Michael Cole acknowledged that both men were in Bullet Club. That was surreal. And Cody showed some good power and balance during an attempted superplex. 4.5 stars. Fight of the night. No question about it. That's the best I can go. So, and yes, I would like to add my congratulations to Jessica Carr as well. Special moment for her. 15 years that young lady has been in this business. And, following her and Triple H even said it on social media. Jessica Carr has been smashing through glass ceilings since she joined WWE, and yesterday was no different. At Backlash France, she became the first female official to ever referee a WWE Championship main event match on a PLE. And, she started her journey 15 years ago, and she always wanted to do it the right way. She always wanted to show up early, be the last to leave, treat everyone and the whole industry with respect, and give her best effort with everything she's been given. And Shawn Michaels in NXT always said, if you want to be a home run hitter, you have to hit home runs. And that's what she always aspired to do as a referee. And she's always wanted to hit home runs and make sure that they can always trust her. She was happy to have made WWE proud and also have made herself incredibly proud. And for her to be part of an instant clinic matchup between two of the best in Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles with that incredible crowd, unreal. And she said that little girl that loved this so much, that just had the dream of getting into a wrestling ring, blown away. And she was proud to have worked and been fully ready for an opportunity like that. Timing is everything, and it was perfect. I couldn't agree with it more. I could not agree with it more. Universal praise on social media, and well-deserved for a beautiful young lady inside and out, and one of the best referees in wrestling today. So special moment for her. So 4.5 stars, no question about it. Fight of the night. Let's get into my overall review here. 9 out of 10 for me. For the second year in a row, WWE has hosted one of the best crowds of the year by taking Backlash somewhere outside the continental United States. The fans in Lyon, France helped make this an unforgettable pay-per-view for the superstars in the ring and everyone watching at home. The energy of a crowd can often impact a show in good and bad ways, but this show saw nothing but positivity and excitement. The men and women of WWE made sure to give the fans a show to remember. There was not a single weak performance on the card, but a couple of bouts stood out more than the rest. The opening tag match was turned into a street fight and allowed Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Solo Sikoa, and Tama Tonga to kick the show off with a wild fight that went all over the LDLC arena. However, it was the men's and women's WWE Championship matches that gave us the best bell-to-bell action. Bayley, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, AJ Styles, and Cody Rhodes all deserve praise for their performances yesterday. The debut of Tonga Loa was a genuine surprise, which is something we do not often get in pro wrestling anymore. So it is going to be a talking point for weeks to come. As a whole, WWE Backlash was a big success. This is definitely going to be among the many pay-per-views that we are going to have in consideration for a pay-per-view of the year for 2024 when we get to the end of the year. There is no question about that. I expect this to come up quite a bit. So not a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Excellent show all around. Best crowd the greatest crowd I've ever seen. And again, I say, can we have Raw, SmackDown, and all pay-per-views in France from now on? That's it. So not much more to say. MF, that's the best crowd we've ever worked in front of. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Oh yeah. I mean the whole going back from the SmackDown that went down the night before, and we were saying that was probably one of the greatest SmackDowns we've ever done together to get to where we are now. And yeah, absolutely. There's really nothing more to add there. This was as good as you could have gotten it. And at the end, it did turn out to be even better than expected. So yes, it was amazing. It was perfect, and it was a 9 out of 10. So thank you to our good friends in Lyon, France. And the funny thing is who knows? The next time we're in France, it might be a stadium show. It might not just be a regular pay-per-view, but it might be, it might be even bigger. So who knows how that plays out. So here we go. All right, guys. So it's now time for the Ranger Roundup. And we are going to get into game 1 of the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The New York Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes. And here we go. It basically went wild how this game went down. And it started pretty early. So 2:46 into the first period, it was Mika Zibanejad. 2:46 in the first period. Mika Zibanejad scores. Ravlovic and Adam Fox with the assist. That gave the New York Rangers a 1-0 lead. But it was only a minute and two later, and it was Slavin for the Carolina Hurricanes, Aho and Gansel with the assist, and that tied the game at 1-1. Then the Rangers got an opportunity, and it was on a power play. Mika Zibanejad scores again. Chris Kreider and Vincent Trocheck with the assist. And oh, by the way, the power play only lasted 9 seconds. That's how fast the Rangers took. There was a hit. Obviously, it was one of our old nemesis for the New York Rangers, Tony DeAngelo. He laid a brutal hit on Charlie Coyle. You can make an argument that should have been game misconduct level. It was a forearm, a little high, right into the face. If you're going to play spade to spade and you're saying that you want to get those dirty hits out of hockey, that kind of was in the borderline that should have been a 5-minute major and a game misconduct penalty. Like, let's be realistic, refs. Come on now. Let's not play that game with us. So, at that point, it literally led to the goal, and the Rangers were up 2-1. Then another power play for the New York Rangers, as basically they got another power play. This one was around the 16-minute mark. So this was Kuznetsov with he went into the box for cross-checking Adam Fox. And then that was at 16-14. And this one didn't last long either. It only took 14 seconds for the Rangers to score their third goal in the game. Vincent Trocheck with the goal. Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider. After one, it was 3-1 New York. Then in the second, there was no goals in the second period. Went into the third, and this is where everything just went crazy. So it was Nyes who got the first goal. This is scored by Martinuk and Orlov. They got the goal, so it was 3-2. Then Anteri Panarin, the bread man, scoring a humongous goal at 8:21, assisted by Alexis Lafreniere, and that basically gave it the 4-2. Then Jarvis scores. This was when Carolina went into panic mode. They got desperate, pulled the goalie out, 6-on-5, and they capitalized. Jarvis with the goal, Aho and Burns with the assist at 18-13. So we had 4-3. Then a very crucial moment in the game. Two crucial moments. Then it went at 19-19. Vincent Trocheck made a bonehead mistake, a horrible mistake. delay a game penalty as he basically grabbed the puck by the hand and tried to chuck it out. One problem, he chucked it over the glass out of play. That was a bonehead mistake. We're like, no! 6-on-4. So it's basically power play, goalie gets pulled out. So 6-on-4. You're thinking, damn, that sucks. Now Carolina could get the opportunity to tie the game. Oh no. They did a Goomba mistake. Literally right off the face-off, Alexei, I guess it's Shenikev, he gets a penalty tripping Ryan Lundgren at 19:25. It goes literally to basically 4-on-4, pull the goalie out. It's 5-on-4, and Igor Shestankin and the defense stands up, locks down. Rangers win 4-3 in game 1 of this series. Unbelievable finish in the game. So here's how it broke down. Basically, shots on goal, Carolina won that battle 25-23, mainly because of the third period. Because Carolina basically was practically dominated early in the game. They didn't really have that much amazing moments in the game, but they did kind of got better towards the end. But when it was all said and done, that was the first part of it. Then face-offs, basically almost it was slightly advantage to Carolina. Not by much. They won the battle 26-23, 53-47. That wasn't really, like I said, it was almost a wash. Where did the Rangers win this game? On the power play. Carolina, who was, remember, I think they were like at the top. They were like number 2 in the power play, number 1 in penalty kill. The Rangers were number 3 on both. Carolina, 0 for 5 on the power play. Rangers were perfect. 2 for 2 in that game. Hits were about even. Rangers dominated the block shots, like I said, 28-14. Like I said, shots on goal. Because of the shots on goal, first period New York was up 7-6, almost even. Second period, the Rangers were a little more busier, 10-6. Third period, this is where Carolina kind of started getting more desperate. That's why they were winning this battle, 13-6. In the third period, shots on goal, 25-23 in the entire game. 3 stars of the game, Chris Kreider, the number 3 star, Vincent Trocheck, the number 2 star, and the number 1 star, no big surprise, Mika Zibanejad, 2 goals and an assist, and almost got a hat trick. He shot at the empty net, and he was inches away from getting that third goal. But a heads-up play by the defender to get that puck off the line right before that puck was going to hit the line, and he just barely got it out of there, just in the nick of time, because that was dangerously close. That could have been the third goal. You would have saw the hats flying in Madison Square Garden. It would have been a beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, the New York Rangers dug down deep, knuckles up, and gets a huge win, 4-3. Anthony Florio. The Rangers remain undefeated in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 5 in a row, and they take down practically the team that a lot of people predict is going to win not only the series but the Stanley Cup, the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, I am aware of that. I can understand why they like Carolina so much. I completely understand that. But at the end of the day, the New York Rangers get the win here today, and 5-0 to start this playoff year. Then something that the last time the Rangers did anything like this, 1994. And what happened in 1994?
New York went on to win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, they're on pace to the 94 record because remember, the Rangers won 7 in a row.
7, yes.
Before they lost their first game in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, that was Game 4 of the second round to the Washington Capitals in Washington, and then they put them away the next game. So, I don't know if it's going to go that way. I mean, I would love to see it happen, but I don't know. But let's focus on. Let's take it one game at a time here. Series schedule. Game 2 will be on Tuesday night in Madison Square Garden. Series then shifts to Raleigh for Game 3 on Thursday. Game 4 also in Raleigh on Saturday. If a Game 5 is needed, it'll be next Monday, May 13th in Madison Square Garden. A Game 6, if that's needed, it'll be in Raleigh on Thursday, May 16th. And a Game 7, winner take all, would be on Saturday night, May 18th in Madison Square Garden. So we'll see how that goes. Mika Zibanejad, about time, my dude. About damn time. I mean, MF, I've been wanting to see him on the score sheet for quite a while. And he answered me big time. 2 goals and an assist. Also had 6 face-off wins. Vinny Trocheck, another one of our stars, goal and an assist. Had 3 takeaways in the game. 11 face-off wins. He's our face-off specialist. Our Artemi Panarin with a goal. Nice to see him on the score sheet. Kreider, nice to see him on the score sheet with a couple of assists. Barclay Goodrow, 3 hits and 3 face-off wins. Will Cooley with 6 hits to lead the Rangers. Jacob Trouba, 4 hits on the day. And Igor did just enough to get us out of there with a win. 22 saves on 25 shots. And now we got a 1-0 lead as we head into Game 2 on Tuesday night. For the Carolina Hurricanes, Jordan Staal. I thought Jordan Staal was the best player for Carolina. He had 4 hits and also had 8 face-off wins for the Carolina Hurricanes. Drury with 7 face-off wins. Sebastian Aho, 2 assists. He had 5 face-off wins, 4 hits. I liked how Aho played in this game. Gensel with 2 face-off wins, 2 takeaways. He had an assist. He had a hit. Seth Jarvis with the late goal, 2 face-off wins. Martinook with 4 hits on the day. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, great win for the New York Rangers and a 4-3 win. And now it's on to Game 2 on Tuesday night and a chance to keep this thing going. I'm hoping they do. But, hey, if this is any indication of what the series is going to be like, I mean, don't be surprised if this thing goes 7. I mean, don't. And we'll get a little bit more in depth with this on Friday night because we're going to be doing our second round previews of the Stanley Cup and NBA playoffs. All the second rounds are set. We got both second rounds ready to go. So looking forward to getting into that come Friday night because there's still the rumor about Thursday possibly being the release of the NFL schedule. That has not officially been confirmed, but we got so much great future content coming up, and I'm very pleased with how this performance turned out. Great win for the New York Rangers. It was great to see the meat and potatoes of our team. Zibanejad, Panarin, Kreider. It was nice to see those guys get on the score sheet, especially Mika Zibanejad. I felt he was due, and he was due today. Trocheck continues to be a godsend for this team, and what can I say? If somehow, some way, the New York Rangers not only win this series but go on to win the whole thing, Vinny Trocheck is the main reason why. And MF and I will be doing the Wayne's World "We're not worthy" to Chris Drury because he's the man who made that all happen. So thank you, Mr. General Manager, for making that happen.
And as much as I've been given a lot of flack behind the scenes for Chris Drury because of what he's been doing, for that to happen, yeah, he would definitely earn my respect because I've been very vocal about Chris Drury about some of the decisions he has made with the Rangers, at least with some of the roster moves.
Yes, and but bringing in Vincent Trocheck was hands down the smartest and best thing he's ever done. So thank you again, Mr. Drury, for that. And after all the headaches he gave us, especially 2 years ago when we met in this, when these two teams met in this same round, he gave us a major fits, and now he's giving them fits. I love it. So full circle. And the best part is he knows all of their weaknesses. So some inside information, perhaps.
We hope. We hope.
Let's hope so. So another one down. I mean, 5-0 to start this postseason. Last time it happened was 94. If that's not a sign, MF, I don't know. I mean, you even said it yourself. This is the best shot we've had at a winner in a very long time, and we keep playing like this, those words might come to fruition. We just might have a winner on our hands. And you tasted it before. You tasted it 30 years ago. If somehow we win it, it's our second. And trust me, if we win this, if we go all the way, MF, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be even more emotional than Mr. Raymond Bourque was when he finally got that elusive cup. Because you know how bad I want this. You know how bad I want it, man. You do. Mm. I want my Ray Bourque moment, please. So, and MF, this would be your Joe Sakic moment. It'll be like Sakic giving Bourque the cup, and I know that's exactly what you would do if we were to do it. So, but we gotta take it a game at a time, a series at a time, and just keep doing the work. Just keep putting that work in, putting that effort in. Keep doing the little things right, and Vinny Trocheck, keep being that beast, brother. You are a godsend, man. Seriously. He is the guy, no doubt. So with that, MF, future content, yes?
Yes, indeed. And we started with Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing the recap of Monday Night Raw.
And there was a TNA. Yes. I'll set the table here. Tomorrow night, Ridiculously Raw. Yes, we'll get into Monday Night Raw. The Raw fallout from Backlash. Oh, by the way, King and Queen of the Ring matches. It's going to be all about the King and Queen of the Ring from the Elite XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. That's a mainstay. That's a hub. Notable matches that stand out. You got Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor. You've also got, I wanted to save the two big ones for last, but you got Drew McIntyre going up against Finn Balor. Kofi Kingston is going to go up against Rey Mysterio. Ricochet versus Ilya Dragunov. Are you kidding me?
That's going to be a fight. Good Lord, what a match that's going to be.
But wait, there's more. Sheamus versus Gunther. We're going to eat tomorrow, boys. We are going to eat. I'm telling you. The women's side leaves a little to be desired, but on the men's side, oh my goodness, those are 4 legitimate bangers, all of them. Every single one of them. So you got Gunther and Sheamus, be a man fight. You know that. Ricochet and Ilya, that's going to be a technical, high-flying masterclass right there. I could say the same thing about Kofi and Ray. And Drew and Balor, that's got a little bit of some be a man right there too. So, oh my goodness, that's going to be amazing. And then Special Tony's Take, I will have the results of the TNA Under Siege special that went down on TNA Plus this past Friday night. I will give you the results of all that. And if Bullock is on, provided Bullock is on, we will have the Game 1 second round edition of the Bruins beat, as the Boston Bruins will start their series with the Florida Panthers. And And that's it. So that's tomorrow night. So MF hitting with the rest of the content.
Then on Wednesday night is Wednesday Night Madness. And then we'll be covering AEW. We're going to be covering NXT. Then, like Anthony said, Friday, depending on what happens on Thursday, we don't know yet. Thursday could be the NFL release, schedule release. We'll see if it is or not. We don't know just yet, but there are rumors that they might release the schedule on Thursday. If they do, we'll get into it. Friday, we're going to be covering the second round of the NBA and NHL playoffs. And then, of course, 1 week on Saturday will be the traditional Cerebral Smack Talk, SmackDown Live, and we'll get into AEW Collision. With that said, thank you so much for watching, guys. For Anthony Floyo, I'm Michael Fletcher, saying so long, everybody, and we'll see you all tomorrow night.
Goodbye.